Today with a heilige lechtige word from the heilige Kotzke, because today was the yetzer of the heilige Kotzke. Torah tells us this week's parsha, Parshas Yisro, at the end of the Seder, right before Maftir, in Shvi, to Shvi Maftir. Vayomer Moshe Elohim, Moshe tells all his Klal Yisrael, Al Tiro, Ki Levavur Nasois Eschem Bo Elokim, Ivavur Tehiyah Yerosei Al Paneichem Levilti Sechetom. Now, 1 second. I forgot before the first passage before that. Vayomer El Moshe Daberatu Imanu V'Nishma V'Lidaber Imanu Elikim Penos. Klal Yisrael was overtaken by the koilus that Kiviyachol the Shechina Akdosha was talking to the Yiddish Kinderlech. So they told Moshe Rabbeinu after Hashem gave over the Diburim, the Anochi Hashem Alikecha. Klal Yisrael told Moshe Rabbeinu, please, you be the one to tell us over the words of Hashem. Why? Because we're afraid if the Eibush is going to continue talking, we're going to die. Because it's too great, it's too powerful. So Moshe answered to the Yiddish Kinderlech, don't be afraid, Yiddish Kinderlech. Rashi tells us what does it mean that the Eibush came to make Nafsis Eschem, to test you guys. What does that mean? Nafsis, to make you guys great, like a Nes, Lavavu Nafsis Eschem. So that's what it means. The Gadol Eschem Ba'olam. To make you guys great, to make Klal Yisrael great in the world. Sheyetzer lechem shem b'umay shu b'chvoid v'nigla lechem. Wow, smells delicious. Wow. That the Eibishter wanted to make us great. Levavu nafshis eschem. The Eibishter wanted to make us great. That all the goyim, all the nations in the world should say, wow, these are the chosen people that Hashem spoke to them. Nafsos, the Rashi Kodesh says, a lotion of aroma gdula, to make Klal Yisrael great, to uplift them to a great level. Uvavuti Yerosoi, and like this, you should have fear. You should fear the Eibishter. What's the fear of the Eibishter? If a person sees to be yochel the koich, the power of the Eibishter, then a person will know the Eibishter can be yochel, his word is so powerful that can be yochel, the Eibishter starts saying over the heilige Torah Kedosh, and everybody passes out, everyone's about to die. So it should be a lesson for Klal Yisrael to have Yiras Hashem, that a person shouldn't come to sin. Zog the heilige Kotzke, the Indian wasn't, don't sin, have Yiras Hashem, pen numbers, maybe somebody dropped dead. Don't be afraid of death. Yerushi, the Nekuta, the Kotzke says, what does it mean? Uvavrti Yerosei al Paneichem, following the words of the Dabar Imanu Elikim Panamus. The Heilige Kotzke, today was the Yortzeit, says the Shemaim of a person shouldn't be because pen numbers, maybe I'll die. Rather, the Yiras Hashem on a person should be Uvavuti Yerosei Paneichem Levilti Secheto. You know what I'm afraid? I'm afraid Chas v'Chalila. My Yiras Shamayim is real. My Yiras Shamayim is a true Yira. Not because I'm afraid of death. But Levilti Secheto. I don't want to sin because sinning is ugly and disgusting. So the fear, the Vavutia Yerosei Panechem shouldn't be. The Eibush is so powerful. He can say, and then everybody goes, drops dead. Because the Dibur, the Eibush is so powerful. That, Avada. Yiras Shamayim, person has, it was born in Yiras Shamayim, Avada, we see, person has little zbaidinus, comes to see, the Eibush is Malachal or Tkvad Umala, Avada. the Eibishter's word could knock out the whole Bria. But what I should be afraid of, the yira that I should have, is levilti sechato. Because sin, that if I'm going to make my neshama dirty, ouch! No, I don't want that. That's thinking that. Mamish, that's what I'm afraid of. A person can mamish go crazy from the sin. I know that. No, this is not what I want. This is not what I want. Meaning the nekuda is not that I should be afraid. Chas v'chalila, so afraid because the Eibishter is so powerful. Mamish, the Eibishter is powerful. God like Iber van Neuren. Sicher. Eibishter is the Gvuris of the Eibishter, the Reishis Bar Elikin. The Eibishter created the world within. And as it was Meshatif, Midas Arachman, the Gvur of the Eibishter, Hashem Hu Elikin. But that's not what I'm afraid of. Avada, that's a Matthias, a person knows. Yerushalayim, and the Eibishter, he was boiling the Matthias of the Eibishter. Person makes his boinus. Mamala kalalman, Masabiv kalalman, Les Asar, Pami Minei, Kula Kamei, Kaloi Choshev. Person knows the Shkoch Prati is the Eibishter's. Well, it's powerful. But my Yerushalayim is that the Eibishter gave me such a pure soul. And the worst thing for me, Chas v'Chalil, to do is to get it disgusted with sin. Like the Heilige Balatanya says, Barichas. How do I judge my level of Yerushalayim? That's dependent on how sickening sin is to me. The person is like, no, my area is gefährlich. But if a person can mamish brech from sin, it's the most nimistic thing, it's levels. Chazal give us a story about one of the Heilige Tanoim, that he was put to test. He had to go see the Roman Emperor, and he was from the royal Malucha sent terrible nisyonis. He thought that was the way that the kings back in the day was so low that the way they were machaber another nasi was with znus. They thought that was the way to give somebody covered. And the Tana couldn't stay in the room all night. He was breching. Mamish was. So they thought, wow, the Jews are so picky. They need up as something better, something better. So the whole night they came to him and his mamish breching, couldn't to mamish from the Indian of how disgusting the sin is. That means I've had it's levels. Person has to. But we find by children that are brought up with Yerushalayim, true Yerushalayim, nothing extra, real Yerushalayim, in a house where Papa, Mama give over Yerushalayim to a child, and then Chas v'Chalil, if something that is goyish comes in, or something inappropriate, you see by the child, every Yiddish child, you see by the child automatically, they get disgusted. It's like,
what happened? I missed the part after the Tana was throwing up, and what happened?
He was throwing up, was disgusted from sin.
Right.
They never saw such a thing. They never saw such a thing. A Yid should be disgusted from sin. They thought that maybe Jews have that maybe they need something better, some more gashmi or something. So who knows what? They didn't understand that the koich of a Yid could be so disgusted. You watch children, you go by an entree for restaurant and you smell the sizzling of the chazer, Not if some do Shemayim, kids do. It's brachats, right? It's brachats, it smells good. That's it, right? But we have a Yerushalayim that's infused with us, that trains us, no, this is disgusting, and it's real. Shemam real. And the child's mind is disgusting, it's drink. And I say Davzan. And the more a person focuses in Yerushalayim and focuses on his inyoni, taivas that it's mamshich, it'll hurt his soul, the more a person mamish comes to true level of richuk from inyoni of sin and all different types of things, right? And this is a very, very, very gewaltige noise befrat. Now in Shoivivim, the Matthias is, and the Matthias sadly for people that have sinned, there is a geschmack in Averis. There is a geschmack. There's a geschmack. And therefore, when a person has to uproot that Yishmak, how much more he has to focus emotion and emuna in the disgust etzem of the sin. It's a big level. Nachum al Tzaddikim were able to mamish, they were so delicate in Yoni Kedusha. By them, any pogrom, anything which was not holy, right away, disgusting. Yeah? It's made up, it's fake. No, it's a mitzvah. The more a person's margish to Kedusha, there's another aspect of it. Yeah? And this we can all more, maybe, we can relate to all of what we're saying, but maybe a little more. If a person's trying hard, to clean something. Pesach cleaning, who knows what. You're busy cleaning. And as you're cleaning, a person realizes that as he's making the clean, so the sponge gets so dirty, and after a while, after you start making this thing clean, he goes from dirty to clean to starting to get dirty again. Starts getting icky. When I went to high school, in yeshiva, the Schwarz used to make sponge in the dining room. You right, the map used to map. It smelled worse than before he started. The guys using the same dirty water the whole time. So I took away the black spot, but the thing was as dirty as you walk in there for 3 days afterwards. Yeah. The thing is, when a person is doing tshuva and coming to a level where a person has to undo he has to reprogram by him what's geschmack, what's not geschmack. He has to focus on Yerushalayim. So the Nekuda Rabbi is he has to really, really believe B'emunah that the Neshama Kedosha is so pure. The Neshama is Moridik Rein. A Yid's Neshama is perfectly spotless clean. And especially the deeper levels, as you know from the Svarim, no matter how much a person sins, those levels will know the Neshama is a chelik l'kamim, he can't get it dirty. But sadly enough, as Galus takes its routes and every Yid's doing his thing, sometimes we fall into mud. We get schmutzig. And we're telling Tam Chet. And as you know, Chazal already tell us the first time, oh yeah, Mamish bad, it was also. Second time a little weaker until it's not like a heter, it's Mamish mutter, and a person loses a sensitivity to Kedusha to Kinyanim. So when a person refocuses on the essence, and he starts putting in his emotions and his amunah and his feelings about the koyach hara, the yetzer, mamish is a smelly, dirty thing, because he that's trying to focus on and close to the Eibush to Bamis, every time we fall, we get off track. We have to start again. It's such a pain. It's like I'm starting to clean. I'm mamish working on getting it clean. I'm working somewhere, and then I fall to the schmutz again, and it gets dirty again. Come on! I get so frustrated because I want to mamish be zoichet already, feel discarvis, feel clean, feel kedusha, feel like I'm coming somewhere. And that Indian calls the man that I realize that the yetzer is on my tail and wants me to fall once again. I have to remember the bitterness of when I'm trying to get close to the Eibishter. Give you an example. A Yid's working on having clear machshavas by Shemon Esrei. Yid's working on having a heilig Shemon Esrei. Fine's been working mamish months of Shmiras Yinayim, months of Shmiras Kedusha, months of dveikus, of a slahavas. He's turning his heart on fire to the Eibishter. He's mamish coming to some adrega. And then one day he's mamish having a bad day. The yetzer is like, listen, this is a bubble, come on, let's watch the show. You haven't seen it in years, months. You've been clean for months. A little bit. What? You're such a tzaddik all of a sudden, you can't be time chet? Do you think you're a malach all of a sudden? A little bit, 5 minutes. 5 minutes has never hurt you. What do you mean? Look, how much tshuva you did already. There's mamish coming after you. And to look at something and to see something, to hear something, to be involved. And you might say you're not feeling it, you're not feeling so holy that day. And you're like, talk about what's the big deal? All of a sudden, I'm in the madreg of tzaddik, I don't sin anymore. That's when a person has to chap zichum. Oy! That's when the Torah bites the hardest. And you have to remember, you have to scream out loud. Moshe, you have to talk to yourself. Moshe, you have to say, how many months it took me to have 3 words of Shemon Esrei to think about the Eibishter? Is it could die for me now? Chas v'chalila, for this short little few seconds of Toivus Hanoah. And not only is it going to bring me to not focus, it's going to reawaken all my past sins. And all of a sudden, I have months of work, months of avodah, months of finally feeling time out the window for what? Says the chap, remember the Mariris. That time, remember, Yitzhar is kulei ra. He's nachash. He's poisonous. He's ichsa. He's schmutzig. He's disgusting. He's something. It's sewage. It's the way Chazal say. The Gemara says, right? By the time he brings it down, you have to look at it, mamish, as if chas v'chalila. It's tzoya. It's excrement. It's disgusting. Yeah, mamish. And everyone knows the famous marshal of, I think Shalom Shadron said that he was watching the Arabs that were working in the sewage department here in Yerushalayim. They were working and it was lunch break, and you assume the lunch break you eat your sandwich, you walk away where it smells a little better. These guys in the sewage together with all the who knows what that we pull out the sandwich and eating it didn't bother them. Why? Because when somebody's in the schmutz, it doesn't bother him. When he's working and has a clean slate and is working to Kedusha, person has the opportunity, has the koiches to shmek. He understands that, no, this is happy Kedusha. And this is what the Heilige Kotzke is telling us, that Yiras Hashem should not be, the Yiras Hashem should not be because I'm afraid of who knows what, of Gehenna, of punishment, of all of that. Say that's also dark. But a person should bring himself to real avodah. That, you know what, I'm afraid of Yerushalayim. The Eibishter gave me the Shamash and the Sat to be. The Eibishter made me so heilig. The Eibishter gave me such opportunity to become close to him. The Eibishter gave me such gewaldige opportunity to be David to him through his Torah, through his Tefillah, through his Tzaddikim. And all of a sudden, a little garnished, a little yetzer that yes, the yetzer maybe has a geschmack, but when I come to realize what's the emissary geschmack, to feel the emissary kedusha, the emissary tima mitis of the vekas, lisanig al Hashem, and the more I practice, and the more and a person, even if it's not holding there's a lot of, like we said yesterday, through discussions with tzaddikim, a lot of borrow madregas that are way higher. A person would think, now, Taka, maybe I'm Taka on a low level. I'm nowhere near the singing of Shmira. I'm nowhere near the singing maybe to be Rochot from Rach, right? Even though how you are, because you're a Yid and you're Ben Melech. But let's say it's already convinced you. But a person has been zboined, but let's say, in an hour I'm having service for tshuva. I'm going to want a mamsh make a chud. My mamsh going to want to be done to the Ebish to make me zboined and be able to learn to be able to daven flying high. And if chas v'chalila I'm going to fall to this little stupid sin right now, this Re'i Asura, this Shmi Asura, something which is not kedai for me. It's so not worth it, because maybe this is geshmak now, but you know how much hours and how much holiness it's going to extinguish in a second. It's so not kedai. The person has to mamush is born at that moment. Think about the gadlus. Think about flying the most awesome Rosh Hashanah in Kippur. The person was mamush feeling the most connected to the Eibishter. Times that and plus that and multiply that to the vekas. Imagine if we say the Gid all the yarn over right now. We say the Ruach HaKodesh and Gemamish see the highest levels, but all of that will be busted by one stupid nekuda, which it's really nakishmak, was deep inside. Maybe it's geshmak for now. For now, we could sonistic level. But geshmak, it's mamish like poison. Imagine the person can eat something that tastes delicious, but meanwhile it's killing him on the inside. A few minutes later, imagine, I'll give a crazy example. Imagine a person doing laundry and he smells the bleach flavor. It smells so good. Wow, so there's like a cup of bleach. Taste that lemon flavored bleach. Yeah, you die in 3 minutes. What do you mean? You kill out, you're burning out your kishkis. What is that? That's not no seichel in that thing. There's no, maybe it's geschmack. It looks good for a second. But the second I'm going to, be involved in that Indian, my insides is pain. It hurts. It really hurts. Ouch! Scream out, ouch! Or something. What happened? You hurt yourself? Yes. Where's the bruise? It's so deep in my soul. The person has to mamish, give that ouch, because it's a real bruise. To realize, the more a person connects to the emes and realizes that it's emes, you realize the bruise is emes also. It's mamish, look at the story at the end of Mechsalazer. Mechsalazer at the end of his life is very sick. And tremendous pains. And he was in a hospital, and he wanted to very strongly daven with the Minyan Shabbos. So he asked the hospital staff if it was possible if he could have a room to daven with the Minyan. It was already very anti-Semitic, and they're like, no way, Jews to have a million, no way. There's one doctor that knew that the Mechsel was one of the greatest Rabbanim, Mamish was the greatest Rebbe in the world, and he said, you know what, Mamish, you knew that this Yeshiva was Mamish like greater than a Malach. So he said, you know what, he's like Rabbeinu Shapiro, I'll give you permission, but you have to promise me that you guys are not going to make noise, yeah? You guys are going to make noise, the hospital is going to find out that I gave you permission in the room. Oh, my job is on the line. I beg of you. I'll give you a room over on the side down, but please don't make noise. Fine. And then what happened was, all of a sudden, Friday night, in the middle of Hoidu, Mechsel was screaming on top of his lungs, Mom came running, what's going on? And the doctor was so upset after. He says, what are you, Mom? I begged you. Why would you do? You ruined the whole thing. He said, listen, I'll tell you what happened. I thought that the hospital, you have to keep it because the hospital has to be quiet, people have to heal. But then after he gave us the room last night, all of a sudden, they brought in some guy, and I'm trying to sleep the whole night, and this guy is screaming his brains out the whole time. I couldn't sleep once. I thought, well, maybe it's not such a quiet place, so I was able to make noise. So he says, Rabbeinu, what do you mean you're supposed to be a smart man? But don't you have? That guy was trampled by a train. His body was cut up to pieces. He was screaming from every part of his life. Of course he couldn't keep quiet. So then Mechsel turned to the doctor and said, you see, this is what you don't understand. You went to medical school. You learned so much about what pains the foot could have, and the hands could have, and the head could have, and the body could have. But one type of pain they didn't teach you was the pain of a Yiddish heart, when it's zerbrochen Jewish pain of so long in Golos. And I started davening, and all of a sudden I'm remembering this pain is uncontrollable. This is not something I can make a deal with you before to say. Yiddish pain is such a surah from my heart. I get this screaming my brains out. Because this you didn't learn in medical school. This is a good Yid has a Yiddish neshama that's so delicate, we have to believe that it's pain, the pain. The problem is it was so much cushion. They would know. I thought the story was a klezmer. No, it was the Hedek Mechsel. All that so they can feel this pain and give a scream. But the Nakuda is, a Yid has a Yiddish, if a Yid would be minded that every chas v'chalila Nakuda ra that touches a person, a Yid, the neshama is ouching and turning over in pain. Mamish, then it would give us, that's what's hurting us. It's not the numbers or who knows what Gehenna is waiting for me. Avada person has to have that kind of Yerushalayim as well. And Avada, Yuri Allah, but the Nakuda is, my neshama, you entrusted me with such a heilig, you gave me a job in this world. You gave me to watch a piece of the Eibishter within me. And this, imagine the king gave you his biggest jewel and he's begging you, I'm trusting you, my dear son, with this jewel for my crown. Don't get it dirty. And then you start painting and you're like, I have to keep it. And as you're painting and you're cleaning up mud over there, you're holding, what type of honor is that to the king? It's the worst thing. Misa on the spot. They gave us in the Shom, it's so pure, that's so heilig. If a person could tune in for a second and b'shas in the soyin, the Nesyonis might be there, but b'shas in the soyin, a Yid gets to think, what's geschmack? The yetzer gives me geschmack. Yes, it's like the bleach that has lemon flavor. If I drink it, maybe, but inside it's burning the pain and the void that goes on. When a person's zeicher to that, and a person's misboinen, that you have to be zeicher to everything, but a person has the free choice to be misboinen before every Messiah. Put the Messiah in there. Put the Messiah in front of you. Say, Hora, thank you for coming. Thank you for offering me this big Hora, very geschmack. 1 second. Let me sit it. Let me take my neshama, put it over here, and put it in front of me. Let me see. Hora, if I follow what you want to do to me, wow, I'll get a good kick. I'll get a good laugh, good comedy. Moedik. But what niyaf and who knows what it'll fall into. And my neshama, meanwhile, big light, the game is going to diminish. It's like the Lag Boimer. Yeah, a person makes a big fire. All of a sudden, some mad neighbor gets upset at you and, pours the whole thing of water and lashes out your whole fire and you just see some sizzling smoke afterwards. There's your neshama. Some sizzling smoke, neshama, because or I can feel kibbutz l'kimli time. I can be zeicher mamish to feel, which is there's no tiny greater than that. Let's hang Hashem. Yetzer, Get out of here. Take yourself. Not interested. Kick him out. This is where I want to go. The person makes his bonus. Make his bonus. Put more feelings into it. That's more than I'm saying. Put more feelings in. Think about this time that it's hard thinking. It's telling you. It's not behind. I'm sorry if it's on camera. People imagine diarrhea in a toilet. A guy going to flush. You pull it on a nice bowl and he's like, eat this. Or right, disgusting. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest.
Exactly
And over here, you have kedusha noiro. You have who knows what mamish. The most awesome geschmack of kedusha, of levels of noiro, of melech malchi, of lachem, of this right here. What would you take it to? So you have to be mentally retarded, but poil mamish chas v'chlila to go for the yetzer. The more a person puts his feelings into it, the more a person feels the kedusha. The more a person makes this boininess. Yeah, guys, like I'm too weak. Some people say too weak. If you don't know I'm so weak, you can't fight the yetzer. Okay, so 1 second. So invite him in from a cup of coffee. Invite also the yetzer. Make a schmooze. You're not. If you follow, like we're just saying, you're mentally retarded for taking the toya. So if you're anyways mentally retarded, to talk to yourself, Mamela, and put $2 on the table when you're on the yetzer, and schmooze it out, play it out. What do you want? Discuss it, and put some feelings in it, and then see who's misgaber. And you see who's misgaber, and then you're going to be matzliach. So this is what the Kotzke, this is all the word of the Kotzke right here. Also, Panechem and Vilti Secheto. My pachad of David shouldn't be pen numbers, shouldn't be scary things. Yetzer comes. Gehenna. Forget Gehenna. Forget Gehenna. The Helger Rebbe of Zisha said, I mean, I don't want Gehenna, but I'm saying the Helger Rebbe of Zisha said, David said to the Gehenna, I'm going to put him, I got him in a dance to Gehenna. That's David wants me to go. But here, the Matthias is, yeah, I don't want to do this Avera because it's ew. It's disgusting. It's sickening because besides that, it's mamish, the worst of the worst. I mean, neshama and Pasha just takes my neshama and makes it disgusting for no reason, and then years and months of avoid extinguished in a second. So David should give us the koich. This week is Matan Torah. This week is Matan Torah. This week is Bapoil Matan Torah. It's really Matan Torah. Shavuos. All the dargas of Shavuos, all the levels of Shavuos. It's a very, very big moment. Who's that?
It's a bechina.
It's a very good, because it's a Baal Shem Tov. Very good. This is it. All the tzaddikim are right here right now because it's Shavuos. Exactly. Now we need this kashus. And a person is misboinen and Maimed Har Sinai. The greatness. And the what is this nekuda? A person is puts in front of him. Every dvar davar shebekdusha, what lies behind the davar shebekdusha, builds oilimus, creates kodesh uvrakim, creates him every mitzvah. Who knows what we can be to? It's something which a person would be to see in every mitzvah. And look, Chas v'chalim is born in every avera. And avera is merachik, it smashes the world. It smashes the world. The poem Mamsha, we already spoke in the beginning of Shovim. A person makes one stupid pagam. He takes the heilige name of the Eibishter and rips it to shreds. He takes oilam that where the Eibishter was masakin and completely breaks it to pieces. Mamish ruins the whole seder of the oilam. And a person thinks about this. What would they say to see? They were to see the power behind every mitzvah. They were power to hear the penomus, the kedusha. You know what it means? This boyness can mamish take me out of this world. The levels of every mitzvah, the tarik mitzvah is oilam, ain't soif. We was born in the Maimed Har Sinai. We was born what it means that the Eibishter came down to this world and brought with him the whole Pamal Yishal Maila Matan Torah. Every mitzvah, the levels that we can be zocheh to. Ain't soif. We was born in the kedusha. We was born to put. Right, the Mishnah already said that a person has to put on the scale, put both on the scale. But this is when a person zocheh to remember that his mamlachis kahanim b'goy kodesh. This is what the Eibishter wants from us the whole time to talk about, to realize the levels that we can be zocheh to, and there'll be a tremendous shmira el yoina, and we're going to be zocheh b'ez Hashem, the tremendous yata d'shma and avodas Hashem. Amen. That's what I think. That's what I